Are you wondering how much chemistry is on the MCAT? Do you want tips on how to successfully prepare for it? In addition to making up the majority of the MCAT Chemistry and Physics section, chemistry also makes up 35% of the MCAT Biology section, making it the second most tested subject on the MCAT after biology. As such, you need a sturdy grasp on the concepts and categories of chemistry knowledge tested throughout the MCAT in order to score well. In this video, we'll cover the full range of chemistry concepts tested on the MCAT, as well as strategies and study tips to ensure you crush all the chemistry that the AAMC can throw at you. Hi, my name is Chris and I'm an admissions associate here at BeMo. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe on whatever social media channel you're watching this from now so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. If you would like us to help you with your MCAT, click on the link either above or below this video to schedule your free initial consultation. As a quick tip, check out the timestamps in the description of this video to navigate to specific sections of the video that you're interested in. Today we will review what is tested on the MCAT Chemistry and Physics section and how to prepare for the MCAT Chemistry and Physics section. By the way, we're giving away $50 Amazon gift cards every week for the best comments and questions, so comment below for a chance to win. Now let's get started. Chemistry is, of course, the central component of the chemical and physical foundations of biological systems, the CPBS section, often simply referred to as the Chemistry and Physics section. In fact, chemistry comprises well over 70% of this section. The breadth and volume of material covered on the MCAT, not to mention how long it is, are major challenges in preparing for and doing well on this important exam. The MCAT encompasses information from several of your introductory pre-med courses, as well as the critical thinking and reasoning skills that you have been cultivating throughout your academic career. While the MCAT will undoubtedly be a tough exam, an important first step in preparing to tackle the MCAT is understanding what will be covered in each section. So, what academic disciplines are covered in the Chemical and Physical Foundations of Biological Systems section, sometimes referred to simply as the Chemistry and Physics section? Questions included in this section break down as follows: 30% general chemistry, 25% first semester biochemistry, 15% organic chemistry, 25% introductory physics, and 5% introductory biology, all combined with scientific inquiry and reasoning skills. The CPBS section incorporates concepts taught in your introductory level chemistry courses and relates these concepts back to biology and physiology. When to start studying for the MCAT will depend on how much knowledge you have retained from your introductory university classes. You will need a solid knowledge base in each of the content areas listed above to excel in the CPBS section. However, this section is about much more than just memorization. Memorization may be step one, but understanding is the crucial second step to contextualizing and making this information usable come exam day. Knowing how to use chemistry and physics information to solve new problems is the key to a great score on the CPBS. It asks you to solve problems by combining your knowledge of foundational concepts with your scientific inquiry and reasoning skills. Additionally, you will need to do some basic math without the help of a calculator. Beyond testing your content knowledge, the MCAT will also test your ability to pull relevant information from each passage you read, as well as your understanding of the mechanisms behind the facts that you have learned. For example, many students spend days of valuable study time memorizing organic chemistry reactions, when they should really be focusing on understanding the principles behind organic chemistry. True understanding will allow you to apply these principles to new problems on the MCAT. Before you can design your study plan for the Chemistry and Physics section, you will need to understand your baseline. To do this, you need to take a full-length MCAT diagnostic test. Don't worry about trying to ace your diagnostic exam. The goal is just to understand exactly where you stand as you embark on your MCAT preparations. For your diagnostic, we recommend using the AAMC's full-length exam. Complete this practice exam in one sitting and ideally in an environment that mimics test day conditions, including timing yourself. Using a diagnostic MCAT will help to ensure that the study schedule you create will effectively address your weaknesses and areas that need improvement. Use your diagnostic test results to guide your MCAT preparations by determining which areas you will need to focus on and approximate how much time you'll need to prepare for these areas. Only after this is planned out can you determine when you should take the MCAT. To get started with your chemistry review, create an outline that breaks down each foundational concept that you will need to study. Rather than just writing "study chemistry" on your to-do list, first break each content area into manageable subjects. Use the AAMC's list of subtopics as a guide to ensure that there are no gaps in your preparation. For example, for the foundational concept regarding how the principles that govern chemical interactions and reactions form the basis for molecular dynamics in living systems, start by focusing one study session on a specific content category, such as the unique nature of water or types of intermolecular interactions. Investigate how each subtopic relates to the bigger picture of its foundational concept. After covering each subtopic by reading your textbook or by reviewing coursework, check your progress by asking yourself the following questions. Do you feel comfortable explaining the information out loud to yourself without relying on any study materials? Can you identify the structure and properties of functional groups with the snap of a finger? Number 3, can you identify important connections between subtopics? Continue reviewing chemistry and physics content until you are confident in each of the main foundational concepts. At the midpoint in your overall study plan, take another full-length MCAT practice test to assess your new baseline. Then it's time for Phase 2. Following this period of review and study, you'll want to begin working through the MCAT chemistry questions, MCAT biology questions, MCAT physics equations, and MCAT psychology topics. You'll also want to develop an MCAT CARS strategy. Practice with MCAT CARS passages and challenging reading to improve your reading and comprehension skills. In our 6-month MCAT study schedule, we recommend reading approximately one non-MCAT or science book each week to strengthen your ability to analyze and extrapolate from new material. Additionally, if you do well with guidance or simply feel overwhelmed by the road ahead, it may benefit you to enlist the help of an MCAT tutor to help you. Having an expert provide individualized feedback and offer more informed feedback on your performance can be extremely helpful in making sure you don't overlook your blind spots, which is frankly hard to avoid when you're working completely alone. As this phase of your studying progresses, increase both the duration of your study sessions and the ratio of questions to review. We recommend spending at least 70% of your time doing practice questions, which will likely involve the use of a question bank like UWorld. Utilize any explanations or performance tracking your chosen question bank offers, and be sure to vary your time between timed questions and slower self-paced questions, as well as subject-specific and randomized sessions. The more adaptable you are come exam day, the more confident you'll be when you hit a speed bump. Remember, the Chemical and Physical Foundations of Biological Systems section of the MCAT is the first section you will face on test day, and this can be intimidating. While it is true that you will not have to worry about burning out for this MCAT section, your nerves may kick in at this point. You may even experience test anxiety. Practice will ensure that you have the confidence needed to immediately focus and get to work on this first section of the MCAT. Importantly, adequate performance and confidence in this first section will also help to ensure success in later sections. You want to avoid feeling discouraged after the chemistry and physics section, as this can hinder your performance for the remainder of the test day. Confidence and practice are your best friends. Tips for the chemistry and physics section of the MCAT. Tip number 1, understand the skills being tested. When answering MCAT questions, it can be helpful to first identify the question type or the skill being tested. The AAMC has defined 4 skills that are tested in each of the 4 MCAT sections. Number 1, knowledge of scientific concepts and principles, or do you remember specific science content? Number 2, scientific reasoning and problem solving, or can you apply multiple content areas to new situations? Number 3, reasoning about the design and execution of research, or can you explain experimental methods, results, and conclusions? Number 4, data-based and statistical reasoning, or can you read, interpret, extrapolate, and draw conclusions from graphs, tables, and figures? Tip number 2, prep for chemistry and physics data and experiments. The AAMC typically tests students with chemistry and physics experiments. This means that you cannot just practice vocabulary and memorize equations. You must be able to apply your knowledge to experiment-style questions. Reading the name of the x-axis and y-axis for graphs, as well as the title and legends for each figure or graph, will help you understand the information being conveyed. Practice identifying independent and dependent variables, as well as controls for an experiment. For every figure or graph that you encounter while preparing for the MCAT, take the time to review them fully to understand all information presented. This practice will ensure efficiency when the test day rolls around. Lastly, if you are working on an MCAT question and you feel that you are missing pertinent information, remember that the missing information will be hidden within the passage and possibly even within the data presented. It's just a matter of reading between the lines and analyzing the data. Tip number 3, mimic test day conditions and brush up on your math skills. You won't have access to a calculator on exam day, so as you prepare for the MCAT, it's important that you complete practice questions in conditions that will mimic those of test day. This means that since you will not have a calculator during the MCAT, don't practice with a calculator. Solving most chemistry problems requires knowledge of math and a strong understanding of units and common prefixes like mono, hexa, deci, centi, and so on. Brush up on math skills involving exponents, scientific notation, and multiplication and division of complex numbers. You will not have a calculator, but you will have access to the periodic table of elements, so be sure you know how to use it. Practice with the version of the periodic table that you will have on the test day, which provides the abbreviated name, atomic mass, and atomic number of each element. Tip number 4, know your units and equations. Knowing your standard SI units and how to perform unit conversions seems basic, but they are foundational to understanding the context of MCAT questions. When feeling the exam approaching, you can easily start to panic if the answer you get is not among the answer choices. However, a simple unit conversion or a switch to scientific notation may reveal the correct answer. This is why it is important to be able to convert between units and different representations of numbers with ease. Chemistry is all about units, so don't let these basics trip you up. Similarly, you will need to know many foundational physics equations for the MCAT, including speed, acceleration, and force, among many others. Be sure to start memorizing and understanding these equations early in your MCAT preparation to ensure that you have ample time to complete this task. Check out our blog for more tips. I have included links in the description of this video so you can easily find the blog. If you would like us to help you with your MCAT, click on the link above or below this video to schedule your free initial consultation. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, so please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. If you have any question about the MCAT that I didn't cover in this video, please let me know in the comments section and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And don't forget that we're giving away $50 Amazon gift cards every week to the best comments and questions. So comment below for a chance to win. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.